This is a classroom environment. We're in a lecture hall. We here at Fake University. I shall be your adjunct professor, Professor McCarrick. When we have a professor walk into the room, first of all, they may want to have that room arrange itself based on their preferences. They could have an ID card that they swipe on a touchscreen like this. In this case, I'm just going to hit start.
Have a great class.
Thank you, I will. That's going to arrange the classroom's preferences the way I want. Maybe the lights dim the way I think they should be set for a lecture. Maybe the temperature will change. Whatever it is, that can be customized for every single one of your users. Now, when it comes time to actually start the class, first of all, I've brought on my own laptop over here. I'm going to have to connect my HDMI cable to the laptop, and in so doing, Q-SYS will detect that I have brought in a new video source.
Starting class.
And it knows that I want to have a class. So it automatically routed the HDMI of my laptop right up here to the front screen where we're doing our class of secrets to finding edible food at trade shows, which is harder than you think because edible is a very wide spectrum. We are not just conducting this class for people in the room. We're also doing distance learning, which means we've got to bring in some people on the far end call. If I were to start my Zoom session or my team session, whatever it is your preference to make this call happen, I'm going to connect my USB cable. As every USB cable understands, you have to try it at least twice in order to actually plug it in.
USB detected.
Once it's detected, that means that everything in the room is now available to the conferencing application. So I've got a lot of cameras in this room that are covering different angles of the classroom. I've got the microphones in the sky. All of that is directed to the conferencing application as if it's just a big webcam. All of this in the room is just an extension of what the laptop needs. I'm going to bring in my remote callers. There they are up on the screen. They're all listening to me talk about trade show food. And I'm going to initiate our automatic camera preset recall. What this is going to do is it's going to kind of follow me as I go around the room. So if I am in a position where I am right now, the microphone in the sky is detecting my voice in this particular lobe, so it knows that I'm standing in this location, so it's pulling up a recall that is in the right place. But as I move around the room and I continue to talk, it's detected that I'm in a new location. As I'm in this new location, it says, okay, well, if that's where he's standing and that's where the audio is coming from, then I better pull a different camera preset recall to load up this one instead. And that's true anywhere in the room. I could walk over here and be part of the audience. As I'm over here, once again, you can see that the camera detected, or not the camera, the microphone lobe detected that I'm over here, and it's going to load even another preset to have me talk on this side. That could also be true for a student who raises their hand over here and say, hey, I have a question. If I have a question from the middle of the audience, will it detect the student as well? Yes, as you can see on the screen up there, the active participant speaking on this side will indeed get that camera preset in the right place. So this is a lot of technology for a lecture room, right? We got cameras, we got microphones, we got video distribution. All that's really, really useful for the class, but there's a lot of hours where that class is not actually making money, right? Nighttime, weekends, holidays, summer. There's a lot of time when we could actually use this room for other purposes. And if that's the case, we don't necessarily need all that automation. We might want to be bringing in a group that will be using that for different purposes. Maybe we have a student employee come in and run the place. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this entire classroom over to broadcast mode.
Broadcast mode engaged.
What we've done is we've now rerouted the controls for everything in this room from that automatic mode to a mode in which we can control it manually. So the microphones are now all going through our TouchMix 30 Pro mixer. We've got control of the cameras no longer following that location based on the microphone data, but we're using the Scarhoy fly controller so we can move it ourselves. We're also probably then using this to maybe make a broadcast, a podcast of some kind. We're going to use the Epiphan Pearl to get all that information up onto the internet to the web browser of our choice so that people can watch what we're doing. All of this is easy to accomplish with Q-SYS, and we can also track whatever is happening with it on Q-SYS Reflect Enterprise Manager, which we'll hear a little bit about in the next room. But that's it for the lecture hall. Let's head on into the hospitality space.